Hit the Giants and their quarterback, Daniel Jones, with the button.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
So preseason football is going on right now, which is meaningless, right? Other than the fact that when you play bad during preseason, it means something. And Daniel Jones is out here throwing interceptions like in scoring position in preseason. The scrubs are in the game. The people in the game are just trying to get a roster slot a lot of times. There might be people who are already, secured their slot in the game with Daniel Jones in the game because early in the game usually. But he played terribly and has played terribly throughout the preseason. And so while you say preseason doesn't mean anything, this means something. And it means this.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Because what are you doing? And why are you doing it? And why does he have a guaranteed $90 million in his contract and he's this terrible?
Congratulations.
This has not been what you want for the Giants from the jump.
And by the way, and just to remind everybody who may or may not be following, but if you're following Giants, you know this. They didn't give Saquon Barkley the money. He went down to Philly to do it, finish his career. But they gave it to Daniel Jones. And Daniel Jones was only playing so well because there was another option in the backfield, which was Saquon Barkley. Now you don't have a threat in the backfield, so everything lands on Daniel Jones' shoulders squarely. And guess what? It sounds like this. It looks like this.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
I also want to remind everyone, because listen, I'm not a sports analyst. I'm not, and a lot could get turned around maybe, but this contract that Daniel Jones signed just reminds me to always follow the money. And Daniel Jones was suggested and verified and put upon the Giants by the Manning family. I remember when he got on the team, it was well, Eli and Peyton and they say this is the guy that they're supposed to be drafting and blah, 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 blah. And then he had the same coach as Eli. I think this money that Daniel Jones got, I think somebody's getting a kickback. I said it.
Oh, that's a hot take, Ebro.
I said it.
I don't think it's a
I said this was like a favor. This money's a favor. This money's like going to somebody else is eating off this money, man. It's a lot of money, bro, to show up in preseason and look like this. Nobody knew you were going to look like this?
Come on, son. We're 4 years into this, and it's still... Listen, if after a while you don't have the answer, you have the answer. You know what I mean? To me, that's the Daniel Jones story. If it's been this many years where people are going, is he the guy?
But that's
at some point you go, no, he's not.
That's why I say the amount of money that he got. What is this? Guaranteed?
Well, listen, in retrospect now, his contract's not that huge relative to what other people are making. But a couple of years ago when they gave him the money, they just went to the playoffs. Now, granted, they got absolutely torched by the Eagles in the second round, but they'd won a playoff game, and people thought the Giants were going the right direction. At least some people did. But guess what? We have a button for those people.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
This ain't it. And Rosenberg, you weren't here when the Jets beat your Washington football team in preseason. Like I said, preseason is meaningless unless, of course, something bad happens. And something, that's not what you want to see.
No, I didn't care about that. Stop.
Of course you didn't. Of course you didn't, but I did. You know why? Because it was your football team.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, wait, you're off the team now? I thought you joined us.
What, the Washington football team? It's still owned by some black people?
Well, Magic Johnson is an owner on the team, and you said you jumped on the band. No, you know what? You're off now. You don't even know anymore. You're off. I don't want. And now we have our new quarterback. I don't want to hear from you.
Wait, y'all got a black quarterback too?
Yes, of course we do.
Wait, hold up. That's my team.
Too late.
Laura, what you got today?
So, oh my God. So, Cast One, maybe you can help me a little bit. Are you familiar with the streamer? I believe his name is Norm.
Nah, I have no idea.
Okay, so I hope I'm not pronouncing his name right. But
Norm, from Cheers?
Norm.
Unless it's Norme. I'm assuming it's Norm, unless it's Norme. I don't know. Anyway, he's a streamer that stayed awake for 12 days. 12 days straight to break a record. But
Congratulations.
the button comes now.
You played yourself.
To break a record that stopped being tracked in the late 1990s after people who tried reportedly, ended up with decades-long insomnia and brain fog. So the Guinness World Records decided, we ain't even participating in this one.
Wow.
Because of health concerns. So there was a man in 1986 named Robert McDonald who did it for 18 days and 21 hours. But the reason that I guess he used stimulants, so they were like, this one he went for 12 because it's
he was
without
taking
stimulants.
no-dos and cocaine.
Right,
Adderall.
right. But this
Nah,
idiot
bro.
decided to do it, bro, and they don't even track it anymore. What?
Nah, bro, this is
Congratulations.
Laura. I didn't know this is where you were going. Yo, messing around with sleep deprivation is so dangerous for you.
Super.
Yo, I think I've told you guys. So my dad literally had to get on medication, like an antidepressant, after one situation. My dad literally took one medication once because he had a sleep issue, where he was like doing a long drive, and he took, like, back in the day, you would just pull over to the gas station and
Get some
grab some
no-dos.
no-dos, literally some no-dos or something like that.
And
then
those is like crazy caffeine, like caffeine pills, basically.
It literally set him on a path to then where he had to end up taking something else that literally messed with him for the rest of his life. And we're talking about a matter of a couple of days. Like, you start tinkering with the things that make you sleep, the level of congrats that is, to voluntarily do that.
Nah, bro. There's already things that play with your sleep. Why would you play with your sleep?
Exactly.
Go on out here and have a kid. That's all the
Right.
tinkering with your sleep you need.
You want to play with your sleep? Go ahead. Exactly. And there's that, Ebro. And then there's just also when people get older and you start having a period in your life when it gets harder. Like, you'll meet people all the time who are like, oh, I'm having a hard time sleeping. Like, it happens to people. It's a place you don't want to be in. The idea that you'd mess with it for a gimmick? Nah, hit this guy
and
with
a gimmick
the
that
butt.
doesn't even count,
Congratulations.
It
Rosenberg.
means nothing.
means nothing.
Yo,
means
man.
nothing. Rosenberg, what you got today?
Well, listen, the last thing I would want to do after being off for a hearty 2 weeks would be to come back and pick up right where I left off for the last 7 years and talk about Donald Trump.
However,
What's to
However,
talk about?
However, yesterday he was back on the campaign trail, I think in Pennsylvania, and his now new thing that he's going with, because, he's running out of a lot of his classics, so he's trying some newer
Got
hits.
new material?
It's not new. We've heard it before, but he's leaning into sort of like his new classics. The new one, which really gets me, it makes my head want to explode, and he said it again yesterday, is, if you're a Jewish person and you're considering voting for the Democrats, you need to have your head examined. That's his new classic, Ebro. He's leaning into this big time. Because Kamala hates the Jews. I mean, except
Meanwhile,
for the
she's
one she married. Yo, he really is leaning into this. And the thing is, I looked at some polls last week, and I think some of these are skewed because I think they're being done by places.
You said a poll? Hit a button.
Yeah, exactly.
Congratulations.
But there are
You
some
played yourself.
states saying that Jewish folks are going to vote Republican in record number.
Right, because of what's going on in Israel, right?
Yes, so I would like to hit the button, not only Donald Trump, for telling a group of people of which you're not a part that if they don't want to vote for you, essentially they're crazy and need to get their head examined. Hit the button for that.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
And then for any Jewish person out there who fears anti-Semitism and thinks the answer then for voting is the guy who hangs out with neo-Nazis and anti-Semites. Hit the button.
Congratulations.